what's up? Welcome to this video. Super pumped to have you. Got a special guest today. I'm going to let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Nikki Abramson.
And Nikki has a very, very, very cool story. We will dive into that very shortly. But for now, just to give you some context, I was actually introduced to her through my mother, which was actually kind of funny and a little awkward, but it's cool. She's been through a lot. I'll let her explain her condition herself later on. But basically, I've been dealing with these headaches for the last year or two, and she's been dealing with a lot of pain. So both of us have kind of had to overcome some adversity in life and restructure our lifestyle in order to make it work. And we were hanging out today, and we figured that we would just record a quick video and hope that it could help some people out there who are dealing with tough times or going through a lot of pain. So without further ado, let's give them just a little brief history of what you've been dealing with.
Yeah, so basically when I was 5 years old, the doctors told me that I would die in my teens. So I just turned 30, woohoo! And so
hold on, that's so when she's 5 years old, it said, okay, you're gonna die as a teenager. That's I think that's a big deal. You just talk about it like it's nothing.
It's a mind-blowing thing, because I remember, a lot of times you don't have a lot of memory of your growing up years, but we lived in fear. My parents and I lived in fear.
Wow.
And my parents and I celebrate my family as if my birthday as if it were my last. So every single year, it's every day is a gift. And every birthday is a gift.
That's beautiful.
I get to live another year.
That's beautiful. All right, I interrupted you. Sorry, continue.
So I had this condition. It's called mitochondrial myopathy, which is similar to muscular dystrophy. So lactic acid builds up quickly. It's kind of like if you're running a marathon, you get lactic acid. I get that every day of my life. Every day, no matter what I'm doing. So I get a bunch of adaptations, accommodations in school, that type of thing. Wheelchair, handicap, parking sticker.
How long were you in a wheelchair for?
Tons of medications to take. It's all a guessing game. I've been in a wheelchair now since I was 6 years old.
Just off and on, depending on how you feel?
And I'm in a wheelchair probably maybe once a week.
Once a week, wow.
Yeah, since I was 6. And so the wheelchair is really essence of if I'm going to a sporting event or a theater event or shopping in a mall or something like that.
Okay.
Something like a long distance walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Versus going from a garage to a house, something like that.
Right. So when you can just know in advance when you're gonna need a wheelchair for a longer period of time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you're 30. You were told you're gonna die when you're in your teens. Talk about this transformation of turning 17 and then every year you're just waiting or what was that like?
It was kind of crazy because you just never know when your last day is, and I think that no one ever knows. We still don't know.
Right,
That's why I say every day is a gift and a blessing. So I'm just grateful to be alive, and I think that sometimes just kind of live in fear of, oh my gosh, what's tomorrow gonna bring? I don't know. So every year I feel grateful. Yeah.
That's great.
So
every year or every day?
Every day. Every day. So I went to Bethel and went to college. Got my
university in Minnesota, right?
In Minnesota.
We got a lot of international people watching. So
yes.
Bethel University in Minnesota, which is near where I'm from.
Got my degree in elementary education. So studied to become a teacher, and it's my heart and soul and passion is teaching kids and mentoring. That's the thing. So love working with kids, and I have built up my resume to teach, and I've actually only had one job my whole life that was not working with kids.
Wow.
Yeah. So I knew since 3rd grade I want to be a teacher, and that's just what I want to do, So then after graduating from college, I was in a car accident, and basically an SUV had backed into my car and totaled my car. As a result, I experienced some whiplash and some headaches and just a lot of pain from that. And then a week later, I was in bed at home, and my neck started twisting to the right, and my shoulder started twisting, kept coming up. My whole body was just spasming, and it was kind of like the singer Joe Cocker, where he's just kind of contorting and singing like that, and my whole body was just twisting, I guess. So I developed a condition called dystonia, which is sort of like Parkinson's.
Okay, dystonia.
Yeah. So I don't know. There's not a cure for any of the 2 conditions I have.
Yet.
So Yeah, I take about 48 pills. We just counted a day.
48 pills a day.
Crazy. Yeah.
Wow.
Try to none of it's all a guessing game. Try to figure out what's the best thing to
Wow.
do. You know.
But you're going strong. I mean,
Going strong. Physical therapy is helping. Get some Botox injections to help relieve the pain and muscle spasms. But
wow.
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, you're hanging. I mean, you're great. Like, I didn't even know that you're in a wheelchair. Like, she took an Uber, here earlier, and she gets out of the car. I was like thinking, should I help her walk? But you seem to be able to walk fine. So it's like, judged off people looking at you, like they would never know.
You never know.
So can you kind of talk about like for someone at home who's in a lot of pain, because I've been dealing with these headaches. What are your thoughts about that, like, disconnect between what people see and like what you really feel, and like how, or any advice for somebody who's dealing with pain, where it's like having the right expectations and talking to people when they only see like such a small glimpse of your life.
Yeah, I think first of all, for the outside, just to not assume or not to judge people, because a lot of times people look fine. Like, I've always looked fine for my whole life, and maybe sometimes looked a little bit outward appearance of some kind of symptoms, something going wrong. But I think a lot of times people just assume that, oh, that person's fine, but they're really not. And so I think it's important just to ask questions and to help other people out, and just to be accepting and to love on people. And
we were just playing
be
Unconditional
okay
Love,
Unconditional
right?
Love, exactly.
I was just playing her my song Unconditional Love, where it talks about how I was in so much pain, and I found myself feeling sorry for myself, because when I'm feeling super energetic and I'm singing and I'm doing yoga and eating healthy, I feel great. I love myself. But when I'm stuck in bed and I have a headache, and I'm in so much pain, and I'm starting to feel depressed and feeling anxious or feeling not confident in talking to people, it's a lot harder to love yourself and give yourself unconditional love. So we were just singing that song that was about that, which is on the channel somewhere and linked. We'll get to that later. But all right, so you talked about how you've always been able to work with kids, even despite your pain. So I've been taking a sabbatical. I haven't really done any work for the last 5 months. So this is actually a question that I want to know, but I think someone else could also learn from it as well. At what point, when you're dealing with all this pain, do you decide, like, all right, I gotta really create a lifestyle that allows it? Gotta find a job where I can still work 2 days a week or whatever. Like, how do you find that transition between like healing 100%, where you're like in bed taking medicine, going to physical therapy, to like actually getting back to your life?
So yeah, I think it's an inner thing. So as I kind of mentioned in the story, is that I was bedridden for 7 months. Like, couldn't do anything. Was doing Botox injections and physical therapy, and still am. And all that's been helpful. But it was sort of like one of those things where I was in just so much pain that the medication and all that wasn't quite helping at the time. And now it's finally sort of been kicking in. This is now about 6 years ago. But I would just say it was an inner struggle or inner battle, and for me to say, yes, I can get up, yes, I can do something, and I can hear my opportunities. And so, yeah, I mean, maybe I can't teach full time, or I can't, do what I want to do, whatever, but maybe it's just that one class. So for me, it was starting off with one class. So I teach acting, actually, so I love it.
Wow.
Acting the kids. And so I was like, well, maybe I could just apply for one job, and just maybe it's like a 1 hour after school class, and that's it. And that'd be my one thing. And that helped me get out of bed. And so I worked really, really, really hard for that 1 hour a week class, and then as I sort of gained strength and energy and all that, then I've been able to, do more and more classes.
Okay.
But I think a lot of it has to do with just like your mindset and your kind of positivity. Be like, yes, I can do it. And I know, pain sucks a lot of times, but it's just sort of, I hate to say it, but pulling up by your bootstraps and be like, okay, what's the next step? Putting one step forward, and
Exactly,
day by day.
Exactly. So what I'm hearing is, just take one small step. Don't like apply for this full-time position in a new city. It's like, start with 1 hour a week or 2 hours a week, and then bumping up to 2 hours a day or whatever. Like slowly, gradually process and do stuff.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's.
I think also
great
looking
advice.
at your opportunities and saying, like, what can you do? So maybe like you say you love music and you're like, oh, I really want to play music, but I can't do certain things. But you can make a YouTube channel. Like, what are the opportunities that you have in your life.
That's
there's
beautiful.
always opportunities. So.
But stop right there, because that's just like, it's so easy. You know, I had this life in Vietnam where I'm like singing music, and I had my own TV show. I had this life there, and then all of a sudden I get these headaches, and I can't really live my life. So it's so easy just to focus on what I can't do anymore. I can't perform.
Yes.
I can't travel. I can't see these people. I can't write my book. I can't do this.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, it's like instead of thinking from that perspective, look at the glass half full. All right, what can I do? You know, for me, I can still play music and still meet people like you.
Yeah.
So that's a great.
And I think too that the people around you is so important. So I think it's important to grab a hold of the connections and people. Like it was such a gift and a blessing for me to meet you, because it's like we know that we have similar challenges, and not the same thing, but it's like. Yeah, we both understand what pain is.
Relatable.
And to like be young and have your whole life ahead of you, and sort of have like you've been doing your life, and all of a sudden, like the tracks stop you. Yeah. You can't do anything anymore. You have to like take care of yourself, so to speak, you know. And so I think a lot of times a lot of people can't really relate to that because maybe they're older, or you know, they're living their life because you know a lot of times people in their 20s like.
Yeah, they're carefree,
they're carefree. They're working. They're
invincible. They feel invincible.
Finding a spouse, whatever, you know. But I think like when you go through something like that, it stops you. So when life stops, you stop. And so I think like finding connections, finding people, finding friends, and just realizing, wow, I have great family. I've got great friends around me that can be supporting you.
Yeah. Wow. Beautiful words. Beautiful advice. Let's talk a little bit about these things. She brought these over today. This is her 2 books, I Choose Hope and Hope for Today.
Yes.
I haven't read them yet, so I'll let you talk about them. When did these books come into play, and what does it mean to you, and what are these books about?
Yeah, so this one, I Choose Hope, came out a couple years ago, and it was sort of like one of those things where first of all, it's an inspirational, I guess you say memoir, right. Autobiographical.
Also, you just gotta look at this picture. She is so cute. Like, look at that. How old are you? 5?
5.
So this is when it all happened. It's just like.
This is not when it all happened. Yeah.
Well, it just looks so adorable, though. I'm saying, it just makes me want to read it. So.
Oh, so sweet. Yeah. So this is me. I was 5. But yeah, I would say it's half. Half inspirational, how to, and then half of it it's memoir, autobiographical, about my life story. But also, how do you take your life story and challenges and turn them into something positive and beautiful? So I would say some of it's depressing, but a lot of it's very hopeful. Obviously, because it's called I Choose Hope.
Is it depressing or is it just true? Or both.
It's true.
It's true, right?
It's true. Yeah. So I won't say depressing.
Because sometimes I feel like. Because I'm the same way with some of these songs I was just playing for you. It's like some people may see that, hear that, like, oh, it's so sad. You're in so much pain. It's depressing, but really, like. It's just truth.
But it's just the truth.
And some people can't handle the truth, so they tend to get sad or see it as depressed. So
yeah, it's just the reality of life.
Yeah, exactly. It's the reality. But like, reading books like this, I've actually read a couple memoirs of dying people, and I just love reading them because it's just like, it puts things in perspective.
It does. Yeah. So it's interesting because I started creating a speaking career off of my story and try and give people this message of hope and positivity and just the idea of being grateful and living in the moment and just saying like, yeah, life sucks, life is hard, but we can do it and we can keep going in life, you know? So, the book started coming out and I'm like, it's one of those things that I didn't really want to write a book. I wasn't planning to write a book because it's a very introverted thing. I'm very extroverted. So sitting at a computer by myself was a challenge.
It
took me 3 years to create the whole thing.
3 years, wow.
Yeah, long time. For me, a long time, I should say. But yeah, it's out. It's been doing really well, and just trying to continue to spread the message of hope.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. And then this book here, Hope for Today, actually just came out April.
Oh, wow.
Like a few months ago. So
cool. April 2016. For those of you in the future watching this.
Yeah, so I would say this book, what inspired me, this actually took me 2 years, even though it's about 30 or so pages. And it's about...
So it's just little blurbs. Can you read one? Yeah, read one for us.
Yeah, sure. I can read one.
Or one of your favorites, or just anything.
Yeah. Take one step at a time. Remember, it's not about the race or the run. It's not about the destination. Every day has its own challenges. Walk with confidence, knowing it's about the journey, not the destination. So yeah, so each
That's
page
beautiful.
has a different quote or saying, and then the last few pages are sort of journal pages where you can think
Nice.
about a different question about the idea of hope. So, like for example, what are some opportunities in your life? Because I always think about there are opportunities for everyone, every situation, no matter how challenging your life is.
Just gotta look
You know,
for them.
you gotta
Right?
look for them. You know. So yeah, so I just really encourage people just to like read one a day, so to speak, and kind of reflect on it and you know be challenged by that.
Nice. I
So-
love that. I'm gonna just pick a random one because
Sure.
we'll see. All right. O stands for opportunities. Look
Oh,
for
there we go.
opportunities. Yes. You may not be able to do certain things, but what do you have? What can you do? What is right in front of you? A tripod and my phone and a microphone. No. Look around and discover you have more than you realize. Challenge. What are the opportunities in front of you today? What opportunity do you need to take advantage of? Seize the day and partake in these opportunities.
Oh yes,
Cool.
I forgot to mention. Yeah, there's a different challenge for each of the days. So it's sort of like I don't want to say devotion. I don't want to say spiritual at all.
An action step.
But an action step,
Yeah.
like a challenge for you to do something each day. You know.
All right. Well, speaking of challenges,
Yeah.
we were gonna sing a song
Let's
for
do it.
everybody. So we haven't really practiced much. She's
No.
you know she's an author and a public speaker, but we're gonna try to do some singing
Woohoo!
because I told her that singing makes people happy and
It does.
she's on board. So we're gonna sing a song.
About change.
Yeah, it's a song about change. It's by Taylor Swift and Ed Sheeran, and it's called. How do you say his name?
Sheeran?
Sheeran? I don't know, man. Sorry, Ed. I don't know how to say your last name.
I think it's Ed Sheeran.
But we gotta find the capo.
Oh, here.
All right, we found it. Sorry, that was unprofessional. but yeah. So real quick though, you can if you want to check out either of these books, they're on Amazon, right?
They're both on Amazon,
Ebooks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So they have ebooks or hard copies, so you can
Both.
order them. We'll get those links in the description. And yeah, if you have any questions for Nikki, feel free to write them in the comments, and I'll bug her
Well,
until she gets back to you.
It's just NikkiAbramson.com too.
Yeah, or
Check it out.
check out her website.
Or
but,
Facebook.
we're not going anywhere yet. We're just transitioning into the song, so we
Yeah.
had to say something in between. Well, we get set up.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So yeah, we don't really know the lyrics, so this is the iPad. We're not trying to be discreet or anything, We're just trying to be honest and true and take this opportunity.
Real.
All right, here we
Just
go.
have fun.
Exactly, just have fun, right? Because that's what it's all about, anyways.
Yeah.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. All I know
This morning when I woke,
is
I know something now, I didn't before.
And
all I've seen since 18 hours ago is green eyes and freckles on your smile. In the back of my mind making me feel like I just wanna know you better know, you better know, you better now. I just wanna know you better know, you better know, you better now. I just wanna know you better know, you better know, you better now. I just wanna know you better know you, know you. 'Cause all I know is you said hello. 'Cause your eyes looking like coming home. All I know is a simple name. Everything has changed. All I know is you held the door. You'll be mine and I'll be yours. All I know since yesterday is everything has changed.
And all my walls stood tall, painted blue. But I'll take them down, and open up the door for you. All
I feel the stomach is butterflies, the beautiful kind, making up for lost time, taking flight, making me feel like I just wanna know you better know, you better know, you better now. I just wanna know you better know, you better now. I just wanna know you better know, you better know, you better now. I just wanna know you, know you. 'Cause all I know is you said hello. Your eyes looking like coming home. All door. You'll be mine and I'll be yours. All I know since yesterday is everything has changed. Go back and tell me why. Feeling like I miss you all this time. And meet me there tonight. And let me know that it's not all in my mind. I just wanna know, you better know, you better know, you better know. I just wanna know you, know you, know you. 'Cause all I know, just said hello. Your eyes looking like coming home. All I know is a simple name. Is everything has changed. All I know is you held the door. You'll be mine and I'll be yours. All I know since yesterday is everything has changed. All I know is you said hello. So dust off your highest hopes. All I know is pouring rain. And everything has changed. All I know is a newfound grace. All my days on your face. All I know since yesterday is everything has changed.
Nice. So it's supposed to be like a duet with harmonies, but we couldn't really. We just wanted to have fun. You know, this is not like a perfect thing. We're just trying to make some music, live in the moment, have some fun. So yeah, it was interesting. I was reading those lyrics talking about change, and the song is written about like, oh, I met this person, and now everything's changed. But I think it's just as applicable. It's like, ever since I found out the name of like maybe your disease or like felt the
Totally
pain,
true.
everything changes in your life.
It totally changes. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
Yeah, and so I think there's people in your life too, where it's like you meet a certain person. There's a reason why. You know, I think that sometimes there's a saying, quote, where everything happens for a reason, and I think that like sort of like us,
Yeah, it's like so cliche, but so true.
It's so true. Like you meet somebody or something happens in your life, and it's like everything has changed. For that, and so it's just a beautiful song. 'Cause I think sometimes it's like, oh, the song's about like this is two kids and they're not kids, but they're lovers, or whatever. But there's so much more depth in that, you know.
Yeah, well, it's all open to interpretation.
Yeah.
Right? So that's our song and everything. Any last words that you wanna share today, or words of hope, inspiration? Any quotes or mantras, or you don't have to say anything. Just
I just want to say, I just want to know. No, I'm just kidding. But I do think that it's important that my quote, my mantra is just to stay hopeful, because I think that there's so many times in life where, for me, like, I told you all these different conditions I had, and I still live with them today, and I still live with pain, and it sucks. Life sucks. Life is really hard a lot of times, because there's a lot of just things you have to do and accommodations you have to make in your life, and I don't live a typical 20-something-year-old lifestyle, but I had to just be grateful and live in the moment, and stay hopeful, because like you never know what tomorrow's gonna bring. There could be some magic cure, magic pill or something, and we just be grateful for what we have for today.
Right. Just to add on to that, which was beautiful, it's like no matter what condition you're in or where you are, you can always choose hope. It's always available for you.
Yeah.
And that's, I think, the beautiful
choice.
part about it. It's like you can always be hopeful no matter what.
Yeah.
So it's up to you.
Yeah, because I think that we all have struggles in our life, and we can look at it as though, what's the quote I actually have in my book, that we can have it as though we have a cloud over our head, and then, or we can see it as an opportunity. And I think that I've saw my struggles as a cloud and be like, oh, life sucks and I can't do anything and it's hard to take the next step forward. But I've learned that there's opportunities in my struggles, and so I just want to encourage you in that.
Every cloud is another opportunity to dance in the rain.
Dance in the rain. That's beautiful.
Is that in your book already?
No, it's not, but that's beautiful.
Add it to the next version. All right, thank you so much for watching. New videos every Monday. Once again, all the links and stuff we've been talking about will be in the description. So hope you subscribe, like this video. If you know a friend who's in pain or maybe could learn from this stuff, definitely send it over to him or her. He or she will thank you for it. And that being said, happy Monday, whatever day it is. One love. Choose hope.
Yes.